Hi, and welcome to this week's FridAI. It's the 26th of April, and I've had some pretty crazy things this week. One of them kind of tells me that we don't need to develop artificial intelligence anymore. It was created by DropChat and it's called Wine GPT. It can tell you any wine pairing with the meal that you're having. You literally just speak to it like a human and tell it what you're eating, and it will give you the perfect wine. I mean, do we need to do any more, or have we just hit the jackpot? A few of the crazy things I've heard this week. Google have announced that they're hoping to get a valuation as a $2 trillion business. Like, is that even real money? $2 trillion? I find it really fascinating to think how much of that is attributable to AI or how much potentially they're going to develop artificial intelligence because of this new valuation. But yes, very, very exciting. I've also heard of a company called Nothing, and they've developed these ear pods, so a little bit like your AirPods, some headphones that you have ChatGPT built into. So you can click on the left ear and ask it a question, and it will respond like ChatGPT in voice, in your head, in your ear. It's just mind blowing. So the idea here is that you could be walking down the street, driving, listening to a podcast, and you come across something you don't know. You just click your left earbud, it will tell you what it is, and then resume the podcast for you. Very, very clever. This is all kind of on the back of something I heard recently, which is that some of the big boys clubs, so your Sam Altman, Mark Zuckerberg, are picturing some crazy world. They've got their own little WhatsApp group. I wonder what that would be called, actually. Answers on a postcard. They've got their own little WhatsApp group, and they've put a bet on as to what year they think the first $1 billion company will be run by one person. Because of all the advances in technology and AI, it will be able to do so much of it for you. Crazy, crazy stuff this week. Now, bringing it back to accountancy slightly, NetSuite, which is a huge product over in the US, they have announced an AI feature that they have introduced called Text Enhance. And what this does is it's a AI powered language tool that creates in context. Now that bit is so important. I think people are maybe getting the fingers burnt a little bit with AI by it not being in context. So this is an in context personalized text tool. So anywhere you are in NetSuite, if there's a text box, AI will know based on who's using it or what the page looks like or what's previously been put in that box and fill out that text box for you. Now, as I said, this is popular over in the States. So this is available in the US and not in the UK until later in the year. But it is super exciting to see what will come later on and potentially be developed in other products as well. Now, something else that you may not have been aware of is something called tabs. So this is an accounts receivable tool, but this is totally powered by AI, and it's just received $7 million in funding. And this is because, once again, I've talked about in context being so important. This automates the extraction of contract related data. So it's not just based on the invoice, it's based on the contract that's behind it. And therefore, it can manage that accounts receivable process so much easier and just a little bit more knowledge behind it. Now, I've talked a bit about all the really, really weird stuff that's been going on, and I really love this idea of this $1 billion company. So, with that in mind, I think it's time that we start using ChatGPT in a way that is going to enhance us in the future, not just kind of trialing it and then moving on. Let's try and just nail down one or two use cases and then crowdsource that information. So I really like Lee Stellard's use of this, where he was talking about creating a strategy for following up with potential clients. So using ChatGPT to assess the pain points of your clients. As an example, asking it, if you were a business owner in the construction sector, what difficulties would you face? Then when it responds with them, you can then ask ChatGPT the follow-up question of, okay, and how can accountants solve or help or assist to alleviate these problems that construction business owners face? And I really, really like this idea. It doesn't have to be sector based, it can be size of the organization or anything like that. But it's a really nice use case. And I think I read somewhere that actually, if you have to do something twice, that is the time you need to start automating it. So anything that you do more than twice, you should start looking at how you can use ChatGPT to do it. So the idea of this $1 billion one person company is that you would have an army of AI tools. And this can be seen. So if you are using chat, you've got all those chats on the left hand side. You could have one specifically for each thing. So one for emails, one for blog posts, one for helping train your team, and creating these army of assistants to help you really grow your business without needing more manpower. To close off, I really, really like this quote. It's from Jo Wood, and I saw it on Tom Herbert's article. And she said, "Stop acting like a robot and you won't be replaced by one." And I just think that is exactly what we need to embody at the moment. It's been a year since Will released his Human Firm book. And as much as this week I feel like the AI news has gone bonkers, I think it's really important to remember that we are humans, and that is a huge advantage over any robot that's out there. So have a great weekend. I hope I haven't scared the hell out of you all. Go try Wine GPT. I sound like I've already been trying it, and hopefully you will enjoy your weekend a little bit more. Have a good one.